Hi guys, it's Stevie G, and I just want to do a quick vlog on basically Sony versus Microsoft, Xbox versus PS4, that sort of thing. I've been requested this. I've got a few messages over the last week saying, hey, now that you got both consoles, Steve, can you do some videos of comparison? And I am going to make some videos for you guys a little bit more in depth and actually show you stuff on the consoles, things like that. And also explain some of the differences. For you guys who haven't bought a next gen console, I'm going to give you a bit of an idea of what each is about and what exclusives you got, and things that are beneficial to know before you go out and buy a next generation console. So anyway, in this vlog, I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about is the content on the PlayStation Plus subscription. When you pay your money for the PlayStation Plus subscription, they give you content, they allow you to play online, things like that. So here's what I want to look at. I've been playing, paying for PlayStation Plus, for years now. Even on PlayStation 3, when I didn't have to pay for online, I did it for the content. Now on PlayStation 3, it currently is pretty good. On Vita, it's pretty good. But on the flagship product, the PlayStation 4, we've realistically only had 3 games. We've had Warframe, War Thunder, and Resogun. They're pretty much the only 3 games that they released at the time of launch. Ever since then, we've been getting stuff like 8-bit, what we call retro games, which is, all stuff from even when I was a kid, like, Game Boy original games and Sega Master System, that sort of Atari, all that sort of stuff is 8-bit. So, and I've got nothing against 8-bit. They're good fun. And it is its own genre now. There's 8-bit games. But this is the thing, give us some variety, Sony. They've been giving us 8-bit games for like over 6 months. Now, I've got a lot of backlash off talking about this stuff on PlayStation Australia's post. I posted my opinion, and people said, "Oh, you're paying less than the price of a coffee. Oh mate, I think you're going a bit, crazy there." And I'm like, well, no, I think that, okay, if Sony gave us a little bit more variety. Microsoft, let's look at them, right? What do? They actually give us Microsoft Studio games like Killer Instinct. We've got Power Golf. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff that they've given us, and they're pretty good, fun games. That was the first thing I noticed. I went, these games are actually fun to play. And I've got like 5 or 6 games just this month, and I've only had my Xbox One this month, August. So I was impressed with that part straight away. And then I compared it to Sony and went, well, Sony are being tight asses. They're giving us 30-cent games that take a day to make, and they're not going to give us PlayStation 3 ones because they've got a whole subscription service, and they're going to resell us all the PlayStation 3 games that we already bought for the same price on a service called PlayStation Now. Look it up. It's crazy pricing. So anyway, guys, leave me your opinion, and you let me know what you think down below. If you do own a PlayStation 4, let me know what you think about what Sony's variety of games are they've given us, and whether you think or agree or disagree. Either way, let me know your opinion about it. I just think that Sony could have done a much better job. They can give us better games. There's no reason. Sony have got their own game studio. Just like Microsoft Game Studios, Sony has their own. They bought companies. They can give us games. They're just too tight. They're just throwing us breadcrumbs. Make us a sandwich, Sony. Not only does it give you good energy in the game community, but it's going to make people want to buy more games. They're going to say, hey, I chose the right network. This is great. Because at the moment, I'm a big supporter of you, Sony, and I feel disheartened because I've started using the Xbox One for my YouTube subscribers, so I can make videos on both next-gen consoles. And already I'm going, well, on Xbox, this seems better. The content seems better. I'm like, well, Sony's, no doubt, the PlayStation 4 is a very powerful console. It's just the content and Sony's attitude that lets it down. If you go and look up on YouTube right now, Gamescom 2014, Sony, And you look at what they said. They said, oh, we'd like to thank our boss in the front row, for these 10 million PlayStation units that sold over blah, 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 blah. Well, I'm sorry. Your boss didn't sell those units. It's us, the gamers. Don't forget us. And that's all I've got to say on that. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Whether you think I'm right, whether you think I'm wrong. Either way, I'm happy. Let me know. So the second thing I want to talk about is I have now found my new favourite game. And that game, is funnily enough, was on PlayStation. And I really don't know why they let this go. But Sony let go Dead Rising. The Dead Rising thing, they don't want it anymore. It's never to be returning on PlayStation. Xbox have picked it up in the latest one, Dead Rising 3. And I've been playing Dead Rising 3, and, it is phenomenal. The hordes of zombies, I'm a big fan of zombie games, as some of you guys know who know me well. And this has got literally thousands or tens of thousands of zombies in hordes. And I'll be driving through on this modded motorcycle with a steamroller front end on it and flamethrowers just burning and running over stuff. I'm going to add some footage of this soon. It is phenomenal. A lot of people say, oh, the Xbox One, where it fails is the ability to render a lot of individual objects. And after playing this game, I realise that's complete bullshit. This thing does it on its ear, probably better than PlayStation. And I was like, well, hang on a minute. The PlayStation's a really powerful console. Why can it not render all these individual physics for every single object? They proved that on E3. They dropped all these ping pong balls from the sky and showed that they could render so many millions of objects individually with their own physics and own AI. Now, haven't seen anything really put into place too much like this, but on Xbox I've seen this and it just blew my mind. I mean, I'm a programmer. For a lot of you guys that know me, I'm a computer engineer. I understand how these things work, and the memory addressing and the GPU and all that sort of stuff, and it's really phenomenal. One of the other things I looked at too is inside the Xbox One console. That's fascinating. Around the GPU, they've actually got memory. The memory chips around it, and when you look at it, they're all measured and done in an exact path, because they have to meet the specification of the speed of light for all those memory units, because they use a special kind of memory called SRAM, and it's what they use in mainframe computers. And the idea is to bridge the gap between having this slowness between the GPU when it's rendering massive environments like that. So that is a very, very strong thing. Now, there's been a lot said about SRAM and saying, hey, developers are having issues with this because they don't understand the power. They don't understand how to use that yet. But when they do, holy shit, look out. Anyway, guys, go and watch some footage of Dead Rising 3. If you don't, then stay tuned for my next video, because I'm going to be making some videos on Dead Rising 3. Give you a little bit of a walkthrough on that, and let me know what you think anyway. If you've got any other suggestions or anything you want to see, leave them in the comments below, guys. Yeah, peace out.